Stephon Diggs is wide receiver number 1. Gabe Davis is proven to be a true number 2.
Bills take a 7-0 lead. Then Ninko, it's Stafford, and here comes Von Miller.
33, more like 23. Fountain of youth. Von Miller looking good, getting after the quarterback.
He was spectacular last night. 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss against his former team. And then, Ninko, what the actual heck is that?
That's just, that's a bad ball. That's behind him, inaccurate, and turnover.
It was a festival of turnovers early in this game last night. Bills had a 10-0 lead. Then Sacho, big play here, going for it on a 4th down. A little help from his friend.
Yeah, Matt Milano, great tackle, but the offensive line pushed the ball carrier forward. Cooper Kupp gets the first down.
Yeah, with the assist, they then go down and they wind up punching it in. And Ninko, it's Cooper Kupp was everywhere last night.
Toe tap. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got every foot in there. Touchdown, great catch. Cooper Kupp, he's the man.
13 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown for him. 10 all at halftime. And then the second half happened. Okay, avert your eyes. Ninko, look what he does to Nick Scott.
The disrespect. Get out of my way. First down. Quarterback throw you down to the ground. RC said throw him to the facility, which isn't even close.
No. Later in the drive, that would set up a touchdown to Isaiah McKenzie. Bills a 17-10 lead, and then they're rolling. Sacho, here comes that man again from the 47-yard line. It's Gabe Davis.
You might as well get used to hearing his name called again ever since the playoffs last year. Remember that game against the Chiefs? 8 catches, 201 yards. This man is special. Average 15.7 yards per catch last year. Probably going to be more of this.
He had 88 yards receiving and a touchdown last night, and then it's Allen. Ninko, what are you going to do with him in the red zone?
You're not going to stop him. And I'm a big Space Jam, the first Space Jam fan, and right here looks like MJ against the Monstars, stretching out to score the game-winning point. Touchdown. That dude's a beast.
24-10 Buffalo next. Rams possession. Here's the really big question coming out of last night, Nick. Does Stafford's arm look okay to you?
I don't know. It looks like he had a lot of turnovers, and the ball just doesn't get there with the right zip, especially when you're not looking. So he wasn't looking. No-look pass. Tried to do the Mahomes, and it didn't work.
Maybe Kupp could have grabbed that. Rough night all the way around for Stafford. Next, Bills possession. This time it's his number 1, Sacho, and Stephon Diggs.
And it's the arm. Like, look at that arm. He's on the move, throws it 53-yard bomb in the end zone to Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, go ahead. Do your little celly. Do your dance. Do your dance.
Allen, 26 of 31, 3 touchdowns, and then ensuing Rams possession. Stafford, 3 interceptions last night. Does make a nice tackle.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. But when your quarterback's highlight is a tackle, you know you've had a bad night. 31-10. Hey, Von Miller, how about that quarterback you've got?
He's a creature. There he is right there, man. He's a creature, man. He's good, man. He's the leader of our team. We kind of follow his lead, man. He's a tough guy. Out there running guys over, stiff-arming guys, man. Had a lot of success tonight, and we just kind of fed off each other, man.
We weren't ready to go. I take a lot of pride in that, and that's on me. I got to do better. There was a lot of decisions that I made that I felt like didn't put our players in good enough spots. This was a humbling experience, but we're going to stay connected. We're going to all look inward. We're going to do a better job moving forward.
All right, so obviously a tough night for McVay. He, by the way, has an under 500 record for the first time in his career. Meanwhile, Allen is the story. He did it on the ground. He led the game in rushing. He did it in the air. 2 passing touchdowns over 25 yards. He completed 84% of his throws. But you know what was the scariest part as we come out here, and Ryan Clark is with us this morning on the Football Friday, and you see the squad here, Ninko and Sacho and Graziano. RC, when Von Miller was talking about the stiff arm and all the tough stuff, Josh Allen didn't even smile. Did you notice that? Like, he wasn't smiling along. Like, that dude is not only, he knows how good he is. There's something a little scary about Josh Allen right now, RC.
I think Josh Allen is starting to understand. Like Morpheus said about Neo, he's starting to believe. And he feels like he's the one. When you think about Josh Allen and the way he played last night, even saying after the game, we had turnovers early on and the defense kept us in it and we fed off of that, and then it started to click. When you think about Gabriel Davis with the long post pass, obviously Stephon Diggs down the right sideline, the throw on the run that only 4 or 5 people in the entire NFL can make. Also the physical runs that set up first downs or got first downs, and obviously the touchdown when we heard Nico talking about him being MJ and the Monstars. Josh Allen is built different, and I mean that literally and figuratively. When Josh Allen was drafted, everybody understood he was raw, but they said and we said if he ever reaches his potential, it could be astronomical, and that's what we're seeing right now from him. He's taken over this game, and I believe when he went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes last year in the playoffs, he proved everything he needed to himself himself and everybody in the Buffalo Bills uniform. They have full confidence that they can win the Super Bowl because of the dude playing quarterback. And the reason that he didn't smile, Greeny, is that he knows it's week 1, and it's going to be a lot of long passes, a lot of stiff arms to get him to a Super Bowl, because that's the next step for him, to win a Super Bowl and secure it that he's a top-tier, elite-level quarterback. But he's well on his way already.
Yeah, and to be the MVP along the way to do it. And you know, if there was one thing we wanted answered last night, his longtime offensive coordinator, who gets a lot of credit for helping bring him along, Brian Daboll, is now the head coach of the Giants. Would he miss them? How would it look? Well, it looked awfully good last night.
They elevate the quarterback's coach, Ken Dorsey, to offensive coordinator, and this game plan and the way he called the game, I mean, you couldn't have asked for more, right? I mean, the only issue was turnovers, which obviously aren't in the game plan. So yes, Dorsey's been there almost as long as Daboll was. He came in Josh Allen's second year. Daboll was there Josh Allen's first year. That level of continuity, and I've had conversations with Josh Allen about this. He credits that. He understands how important the situation is. And so the fact that Ken Dorsey, who when Daboll was in the booth, Dorsey was on the sideline, the guy that would chest bump Allen when he came off the field after a big play. Think about that. That's scary. Yeah. Is now overseeing it and elevated. So, yeah, it's a story about an organization and a structure that has put things together the right way and now believes, probably accurately, that it's right on the cusp of something great.
That's exactly right. He is an organizational success story. But quickly, Nico, you made the point to me yesterday. He is now elevated to that place, and you compared it to Peyton Manning in your career. You don't go into a game thinking we're going to stop him. You go into a game thinking we just got to get a play here and a play there.
And they did that. So watching this game, you didn't stop him. You're not going to stop Josh Allen. He's that good. He can run. He can throw. He can make every throw. So what did happen is they created some turnovers early in this game. The Rams were getting after the football. They were physical. They were punching at the ball. They were always contesting. So the turnovers that they did create, they weren't able to capitalize offensively. So they were stagnant offensively, which, you know, at the end of the day, you win and lose through turnovers. It's really, really hard in the NFL to turn the ball over like Buffalo did and still win the game really easily.
By 21.
But yeah, it's really hard to do that.
So Josh Allen was already confident. And Josh Allen's confidence is growing, and that's going to be a problem for the rest of the NFL. RC made a phenomenal point. He went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. That's one piece of it. I know I should have won that game despite the last few seconds of that game. But the second part of it is I'm doing things that I initially I hadn't done before, but now I'm doing them and they're becoming more easy. I'm sizing up Nick Scott, literally sizing up whoever's in front. I'm sizing up Bobby Wagner, jumping over him. That's going to be a problem for the rest of the league. If he wasn't already, he is more. And that's what happens when you can ascend. You start believing in yourself more, and now you're doing things you didn't even think you could do, and you do it over and over and over again. It's going to be an issue.
Look, he's doing stuff that Derrick Henry does with that. And then early in the game, I think it was Chris Collinsworth last night. It might have been Tirico when he's throwing all those short passes. He says, am I watching Tom Brady out here? He's like a combination of Tom Brady and Derrick Henry. That's a scary combination. In the meantime, RC, let's go to the other side of the ball, because the Buffalo Bills, save for the one drive they got on that fourth down play, and we showed you the great catch by Kupp in the end zone, they got nothing last night. That's their only touchdown of the night. So for all the conversation we are rightfully going to have today about Josh Allen, that Buffalo defense was equally good last night, RC.
Listen, you think about Buffalo, they were number one defense in the entire NFL last year, and all they go and do is add a Hall of Famer. And that Hall of Famer played that way last night. When you look at Von Miller, sometimes you think people are being paid for what they were, right? Or for what they did do. No, Von Miller is being paid for who he is now and who he's going to make this team going forward. It was a total mismatch of anyone who tried to block Von Miller. There was an opportunity